morning and welcome to the graduation ceremony for recruit class 171. It's an exciting time, the time that they've all been waiting for. So without delay, let's welcome the members of recruit class 171. At this time, I'd like to welcome Chaplain June Wilder, who will begin with the invocation.
Hey! Come!
Let us pray. O gracious God, we come before you today with thanksgiving for each person here. We thank you for the members of this graduating class and for everyone who has helped them get to this point in their careers. As they enter the next phase of their training, Father, we pray that you will help them to remember that this profession is not just a job, but a true calling. I pray that your mercy and protection will go before them, and that your grace and peace will be on their families and friends as they continue to support them. And thank you for your presence with us now during this time of honor and recognition for Academy Class 171. In your most holy name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Hey! Come!
I would ask that everyone please remain standing for our national anthem. That was sung by Officer Sierra Woods.
College power word. Hi. 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 Mark time. Colors. How? Colors. Now. Peace. Colors. Praise. Next. Halt. Hey. Freeze it. Halt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the
colors, right? How it works? Aye. Aye. Aye.
Take your seats.
Hey! Take! Sit!
Now we'll have a welcome address by Superintendent of the New Orleans Police Department, Michael Harris.
Great job on the national anthem.
I was trying to follow you up the stairs. Where'd you go?
Good morning and welcome to the graduation of recruit
Walk in
class
the door
of
and think you're the
171. I'd
recycling.
like
Look
to
at that.
recognize our mayor.
Looks like an idiot.
Our
I'll come
elected
for you.
officials.
Where'd you go?
We have our deputy chiefs here, our district attorney here. I'd like to recognize our command staff. We're sitting over here to my left, the senior leadership of the New Orleans Police Department. And I'd like to also, right now, recognize family members, because without you, this could not be possible. This job requires a lot of support from family, from friends, from community. And I'd like right now for the recruits, I'd like you to actually give a round of applause to the family members and friends who supported you. I'd like to also take a moment to recognize our academy staff. They've worked tirelessly year in and year out to get the recruits ready, and they are the reason that you're prepared to take this job. So I'd like you to thank them as we thank them right now. Thank you. I am extremely proud and extremely excited that you're graduating today. I'm excited because as I stand here, two things are happening. One, I'm forced to look back at my own beginning. But by doing so, which leads to my second point, as excited as I might be about your present, I'm actually more excited about your future. I look forward to hearing about your growth, your development, because today you move from recruit to officer. But in time, some of you will be charged with supervising, mentoring, coaching, and leading other recruits and other young officers. So while you see today's graduation, I see the future leaders of the New Orleans Police Department. And now you've completed the transformation from citizen to a law enforcement officer. You've passed all the hiring segments, survived the physical and mental training of academy life. You sacrificed a lot over the last 25 plus weeks and successfully arrived at this moment in your life. You've worked hard through personal and family hardships, and now you're launching a brand new career. And this is an exciting career, but it has many pitfalls and stumbling blocks, so it is extremely important that you learn what to avoid. Seek out motivated coworkers as mentors. And remember this, even teachers have teachers. So the day when you can't learn something new, or the day when you can't learn to be better, or to make others better, is the day to move on to something different. Remember, this is a service profession. It is your sworn duty and responsibility to serve and to protect. Never take any action based on emotion, because what you do will have lifelong consequences to the citizens you engage who are depending on us to help them every day. Never allow a victim to be victimized due to a poor police practice, or because you or other officers may be having a bad day, or because you felt like taking it easy that day, or maybe you had an indifferent attitude, because we are a part of a community, and so we never refer to ourselves as being outside of the community. It is never us against them, because the first line of defense for the community lies with you, lies with me. So it is a fine line that you walk, and while at times the public may take it personal, we should never take anything personal. So we're charging you to be community-minded, and sometimes that seems confusing and even sometimes very hard to do, but while you may do many things during the course of a day, course of weeks or months or even years, when it comes to community, there really are only three things we're charging you to do. Build relationships that were never built, improve the good relationships we have, and repair the relationships that were broken. So as you go about your day, keep in mind and make sure that everything you do, every decision you make, the way you engage and speak with citizens and visitors, the way you handle their concerns, that you perform every part of your job in a way that either builds new relationships, improves the relationships we have, and repairs their relationships. Because it's always about helping those that need our help and pursuing justice for those that prey on society. And always, always, always remember this. Right is right, even when no one else is doing it. And wrong is wrong, even when everyone else is doing it. So thank you, congratulations, and welcome to the brand new NOPD.
Good morning. On this beautiful Holy Thursday, as we approach Easter, I want to thank Loyola for opening up their campus to us, and thank all of you for coming. A good friend from Tony Ricard is in the audience. Father, thank you for coming. Chief, thank you for your leadership. To the deputy chiefs, to the commanders, also to our city leaders that are here with us, and our district attorney who's come this morning to give a keynote. Thank you. And to the family members who woke up really early this morning, especially to the youngsters that jumped out of bed. Put your nice shirts on and your nice ties on, mamas. I know it was easy to get them up. It's great to see all of you because I see in your eyes so much hope, not only for your family members who are our new recruits and our new police officers, but for the city of New Orleans as well. And I thank you for allowing them and supporting them in this unbelievable decision to be the men and the women that are on the front line of protecting and serving the city that we all love. And also now to our new police officers who have been through a very difficult period. I remember when we were there on the first day of the academy, and I looked in your eyes, and you all looked hopeful, but you looked a little afraid. You didn't know what was coming, and you didn't know whether you were going to be able to make it, but every one of you had a fierce determination in your eyes because you made a commitment that I think is going to be really important for the city of New Orleans. As I listened to the chief speak, a couple of words kept coming to my mind. One of them actually was the Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. And this is the word that always reaches out to me, indivisible. Indivisible with liberty and justice for all. We run through that word, indivisible, as though it's a throwaway. We don't think about what it means. We are indivisible. We are inseparable. We are one. E pluribus unum. Out of many, we are one. And so you've heard me say, one team, one fight, one voice, one city. There is no city in America. There is no group of people in this country who have been through as much as we have been through in a reasonably short period of time. September 11th, when the economy fell out from underneath us because after those terrible terrorist attacks, people quit flying. 80,000 people that worked in our largest industry had a really difficult time. It took us a long time to get back, but we struggled back. Then that big sister Katrina hit, then our little sister Rita, and then their brother Ike, Gustav, right? Then we had the national recession, then we had the BP oil spill. All in the first decade, while the nation was at war in two different places, and it was a difficult time. And the people in this city, amazingly enough, found the strength and the will to stand back up and to do what was necessary, whatever was necessary, to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives. And the reason we were able to do that is because we stood as one people, one team, one fight, one voice, one city. The negative voices were in our heads. When people told us we couldn't, when we didn't have the resources, what we did, because of adopting a good attitude of trying to find hope, what we did is instead of saying and cursing the darkness, we lit a candle together. That's how we got to where we are today. That's how we know that we're going to make it into the future and we're going to be better, because it takes each one of us indivisibly every day, loving the other person, working with the other person, communicating with the other person, making sure that where there isn't a way, right? If you can't find a way, we make one. And the reason we have been able to do that as one people is because of an attitude of hope, an attitude of the future is better than the past. We recognize that we have a long way to go, but we also recognize that, as the chief said, we are here to serve. That is what we are called to do. We are here to work together. We're here to protect, yes, but we're also here to build, as he said, build relationships and repair the ones that have been broken. And when we do that, we can come together. There are amazing things that we can accomplish. And you, men and women, who are now going to step onto the streets of New Orleans, and I say this with the utmost of seriousness, in a democracy, the individual that has the most power in the United States of America, maybe perhaps the district attorney, is a police officer on the street. That is where liberty either lives or liberty dies. And you are the one, at that moment, in that very, very difficult time, that's got to make the decision about what's going to happen in the lives not only of the individual that you're working with, but the community as a whole. And it is an awesome responsibility. But it's one that I am absolutely sure, I have complete and total confidence, that you are going to handle with great grace and great dignity, because you have been trained in the new NOPD. And I come today just with a full heart of thankfulness, of joy, and finally pride, because as I look in your faces, I have nothing but spectacular hope for the citizens of New Orleans and for our city ourselves. God bless you. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Now I'd like to introduce you to our keynote speaker, the Honorable District Attorney for Orleans Parish, Leon Canizaro, Jr. Never needed these a few years ago.
I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you, Chief Harrison, for giving me an opportunity to spend some time with you and the new recruit class this morning. You know, when the chief called me up and asked me if I would participate in the graduation ceremony this morning, I said, absolutely I would. I said it'd be my privilege to do this. This is actually one of the more fun things I get to do as a district attorney. And believe it or not, we are very, very dependent on you guys in your new capacity. Many of the cases that we will make in criminal district court, almost exclusively the cases will start because of investigations conducted by you. So I certainly am very proud to be here and privileged to spend a few moments with you. I also want to congratulate this class, and I want to thank you for the commitment you have made to this city and to this police department. I think that is extremely important. I also think I would be remiss, and I know the chief and the mayor said this, but I want to reiterate it. I also want to thank your family. I want to thank those people who are here today in support of you. And I hope, I know that the chief asked us to give them a round of applause to ask you to do that, but I hope sometime during the course of this day, you have an opportunity to go to those people who are responsible for bringing you and putting you in those chairs today and tell them thank you. Tell them how much you appreciate what they have done for you up to this point in your life. I know they don't expect it. Like all family members, they love you because you are who you are. And will never expect that you ever pay them back for anything maybe they've ever done for you. But I certainly hope that you take the time to just tell them how much you appreciate what they have done for you. You know, keep in mind with regard to your family, I know they're not going to wear the uniform, they're not going to wear the badge, but they're very much a part of the New Orleans Police Department today. Never lose sight of that. Every time from this moment forward that they hear a siren on the streets of this city, or they watch a news report, they're going to be thinking of you. And they're going to worry about your public safety. They're going to worry about what are you doing? Are you safe and secure right now? And that's extremely important. So to the mothers and to the fathers who are here today, to the grandparents, to the aunts and uncles, all the relatives and friends who are here today in support of recruit class number 171, I want to thank you. I want to congratulate you for what you have done. Ladies and gentlemen, if it's not for your love and support for these individuals, then and instilling in them the commitment to this community, which is so very important, maybe they're just not here today. So again, thank you, each and every one of you, for what you have done for these men and women. You know, I've listened to the mayor speak on a number of occasions, and the mayor talks quite frequently about the culture of violence that we have in the city of New Orleans. Something that has not just happened overnight, but something that has been here for a very long time. And as a result of that, the mayor is of the opinion, and through his efforts in the last 4 to 5 years, he is about changing that culture. And the way that culture gets changed by changing the hearts and the minds of the people in this community. And quite honestly, we have made great strides in that regard in the last 5 years. I think we're a lot farther along today than we were 5 or 6 years ago. I think everyone still recognizes there is still a long way to go. And when you see brutal events that take place, like some of the senseless killings that occur in this city, you recognize just how far we have to go and how much work we still have to do. That's where you guys come in. And quite honestly, I'm sure many people would ask you, I'm sure you've been asked this question along the way. Why would someone like you want to join the New Orleans Police Department at this time right now in the history of the city of New Orleans, when the police department in the city is under siege? And I know that sometimes you got to be saying to yourself, well, certainly I'm not doing it because of the money. I'm not doing it because I'm going to have an opportunity to meet interesting or exciting people. I'm not going to have an opportunity to see I'm not going to get to travel, so to speak, to some of the glamorous parts of the city of New Orleans, right? And I'm not going to have exciting job opportunities here. My job is going to be a very dangerous job. It's going to be a job where I, quite frankly, have to look over my shoulder every day and look out for not only myself, but that person that I'm assigned to work with. But to be honest with you, it's not an easy time to be a member of the New Orleans Police Department. That's the honest to God's truth. But that's what makes your commitment to this city so much more meaningful. That you have undertaken that responsibility. You have undertaken that task to get involved with this community, to try to make a difference and to try to make it better. Quite honestly, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to be ambassadors. Ambassadors for the city of New Orleans, ambassadors for the New Orleans Police Department, and ambassadors for our criminal justice system. You will face many challenges along the way, make no mistake about that. On a daily basis, you will be required to encounter situations where the people you are called upon to protect and to serve will not be happy to see you. In fact, wish they didn't have to see you. This will be a difficult situation for you. But I encourage you, do not let this experience embitter you in any way. Always remember, every time that you interact with a citizen in the city of New Orleans, even those you are arresting, I implore you, I beg you, to show courtesy and respect toward them. You know, quite honestly, in the district attorney's office, on a very, very frequent basis, we see that yesterday's defendant happens to be tomorrow's witness, usually in a very important and a very significant case for us. And more often than not, that witness's cooperation in that important case for us largely depends on the impression that that individual has received as a result of an interaction with you. Basically, the way you have treated that person in some street encounter is very, very important to us when we have to deal with them in trying to prepare them to testify in cases. During your career, your effectiveness as a police officer will be directly related to your ability to get information from people on the streets. As a member of the police department, you will live and die by the information you get. And with that information, you are able to protect and serve all of the citizens of this community. Soon, ladies and gentlemen, you will be on the streets. You're going to be out there with those brand new, crisp-looking blue uniforms. You're going to have those shiny badges on your chest. And you're going to have the gun in the holster on when you're hit. And like the mayor said, you guys have more power than me. Let me be very honest with you.
On your first day on the job, you have the right, you have the authority, you have the power to go up to anyone in this community and you can place hands on them, put them in handcuffs, and charge them with first-degree murder. That's a lot of power, and that's a lot of authority. But the true measure of your strength and the true measure of your success as a police officer will be your ability to win the hearts and the minds of the citizens of this community. That is where you will really shine. You know, there are going to be frustrations you experience. The frustrations when you go places, as I said, where people aren't going to want to see you there. And when you come into my neck of the woods, so to speak, the place where I live and work, the court, you're going to find other frustrations. You're going to find, for instance, on occasion, you're going to get a subpoena. That subpoena is going to say, be in court for 9 o'clock. And you're going to get all dressed up in your uniform or in your Sunday best, and you're going to get over to court. And you're going to probably get to court around 8:30 or 8:45 because you take a great deal of pride in your work and you take a great deal of pride in what you have done. And you're going to sit there and you're going to wait. And you're going to wait. And you're going to wait. And you're going to find that maybe the judge doesn't take the bench till 10 o'clock or maybe 11 o'clock. And you're going to get frustrated. And you're going to say to yourself, wait a minute. Why doesn't that individual care as much about his job as I care about mine? And the point's going to be very well taken. Another frustration you're going to experience is when you're on the streets and you're making a case. And you're going to look at the street corner and you're going to say, you know, I saw that guy. I saw him just 2 weeks ago standing on that street corner and he was selling that dope. And I arrested him and I put him in jail. And now 2 weeks later, he's out there on that same street corner selling that same dope again. And so you're going to arrest him again. And you're going to see that scenario repeat itself. And that's going to create, again, more frustration. Why the heck am I doing this job if I got to deal with that? I arrest him, he gets back out, he's out on the street, and he's not making it safe for anybody. Or another situation. You're going to go in court and you're going to be testifying. There's going to be some young, snotty-nosed defense lawyer who's going to get right up in your face. And you have never seen him before, not a day in your life. And he's going to call you a liar. He's going to get right up in your face and say, you're a liar. You're a no-good police officer. You're a bad person. You planted that dope on my client. You put that gun on him. You made this whole thing up because you're a bad guy. And as much as you're going to want to jump out of that chair and put your 2 hands around his throat and strangle him, you know you can't. Mr. Mayor, that's true. You know that, Mr. Mayor. You can't do that. You can't do that. You, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be expected to follow the rules. Because when you break the rules, when you don't follow the law, when you don't follow the procedures, when you do things incorrectly or improperly, then you set a bad tone for all of your brothers and sisters. Not just the man and woman that are sitting next to you. Not just the men and women that are sitting next to you, but for this entire department. And that's a part of our problem. It's that reputation that we have to maintain as community leaders. And you are a part of this leadership now, with the responsibility that you want to take today. You know, speaking of the courts, another thing that I've got to talk to you about as a society, we have come to the notion that a case is basically solved or closed once you make an arrest. That's it. Once an arrest has been accomplished, that's the end of the case in the minds of many individuals. And basically people think that when that person is arrested, the criminal justice system has succeeded. And all that has to be done is some paperwork for this person to go to jail for a very long period of time. That can be the farthest thing from the truth, ladies and gentlemen. The arrest is just the beginning of the process. Quite honestly, the arrest is based on a lot of hard work. But there's going to be even more hard work in order for us to be successful in criminal justice, in the system, or in the process. You know, there are 3 things I have to expect of you from my very, very selfish perspective. There are 3 things I want you to do for me when you're on the streets and you're involved in making a case. Number 1, I want you to conduct a very complete investigation. I don't want there to be any stones unturned, so to speak, in conducting your investigation. Get the evidence, talk to the witnesses, and we will certainly help you with that in any way we can. But do that investigation and do it completely. The second thing I ask of you, and I hope you will do, is put that investigation into a thorough, complete police report. Put it all down. Let us be able to read what you have, the results of your work. And thirdly, I have to ask you to be in a position to go into court and competently and credibly testify. That's extremely important. And you know, you may make a small mistake, what you believe may be a small mistake along that process, and that can turn what could be a very good arrest into what results in a dismissal or an acquittal. I can't say to you anything more basic than this. Your job is complete. Your work is done when three very simple words are said in court. By the judge, by the jury, or by the defendant. And those simple words are guilty as charged. That's when a case is solved. That's when a case is over. And this, quite frankly, is how we achieve public safety. Achieving public safety is not easy, and I'll be the first to admit that. It can be very challenging, very challenging. And quite frankly, it will test your mettle. It will determine your character will quite honestly be challenged as a result of this job. Don't doubt about that. You know, in criminal justice, I do not see a simple problem, a simple problem that lays before us. What I see, one, it is far more complex. We do not live in a community today in New Orleans where an isolated dope dealer is slinging drugs on a street corner to support some substance abuse problem. To the contrary, we live in a community where illegal narcotics are being distributed through consolidated networks. And those who control such networks will stop at nothing to protect them, including the murder of young children. We live in a community where if we do not remain diligent, yesterday's dope dealer will be tomorrow's murder victim or murderer. What I truly desire of the criminal justice system is simply this. I want a criminal justice system where people come forward when they observe criminal activity and they willingly report such conduct to law enforcement officials like yourself. And they do so without fear of reprisal or retribution. I want a criminal justice system where the police are highly respected and their efforts are appreciated by every person in this city because their work on the streets has earned that kind of respect. And finally, I want to see a criminal justice system in the city of New Orleans that can be a model for every major metropolitan area in this country. A criminal justice system that is emulated and copied because of its efficiency, productivity, professionalism, and competency. Creating such a criminal justice system, ladies and gentlemen, is a challenge and a task that has been given to you. With your help, we can build such a criminal justice system. You know, again, I thank you for the commitment that you have made to this community, to this department, and to yourselves. I thank you for that commitment that you have made. I am looking forward to working with each and every one of you. I also, again, want to wish you both the best of luck and success throughout your career as members of this police department. And finally, I'm going to pray I'm going to pray for each and every one of you that God will continue to bless you and that God will continue to bless our great city, New Orleans. Thank you very much.
At this time, I'd like to welcome back to the lecture our Superintendent, Chief Harrison.
So I do believe this is the moment that we've been waiting for, the oath of office. Would you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm. That I will support. The Constitution and laws of the United States. The Constitution and laws of this state. And the charter and ordinances of this city. And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge. And perform all duties incumbent upon me. As a police officer. According to the best of my ability. And understanding. So help me God. Congratulations. Welcome to the police department.
Now we will proceed with the conferring of the diplomas. Santiago St. Clair, the recruit in charge. Jasmine Carey. Gregory DeSanto. Michael Dewey. Squad leader Jennifer Drago. Herbert Franklin. Franklin. Rafael Lopez. Joshua McBurney. Marcus McNeil. Denzel Malone. Jerome Newsom. Squad leader, Michael Richard. Calvin Rogoff. Jordan Sher. Eric Wilhelmsen. Squad leader, Delon Waters. Benjamin White. Amanda Williams. Kimberly Wilson. We will now have a class speech by recruit Magdiel Bellet.
Good morning, Mayor Landrieu, Superintendent Harrison, and honored guests. It's an honor to represent Class 171 today. On behalf of Class 171, thank you to the Academy staff for all your hard work and dedication. We send our thanks and appreciation to our family and friends for their continued support. Without you, none of us would be here today. 7 months ago, each of us journeyed to this academy with the same goal, to become a New Orleans police officer. Some of us sought to follow in the footsteps of family members and friends who are members of law enforcement. Others were drawn to this profession because of the honor in serving their fellow citizens. Regardless of the reason, we will do everything we can to serve and protect our community while striving to catch the bad guys. To Class 171, we made it and it's been quite a journey. It all started off with Hell Week, where our physical and mental endurance was truly tested. Firearms training was an experience to remember. We loaded magazines until our fingers were sore with the goal of hitting our target. We watched in amazement as two of our own competed for the shooting award. And aside from the freezing weather, the range experience was awesome. The driving track was by far the best time of the academy. There's nothing better than someone handing you the keys to a car and instructing you how to drive fast while remaining safe. And trust me, we did just that. On a closed track, we drove forward, backwards, and sideways if we could. We cheered each other on when time was of the essence, and we pulled together when the driving cones would fly. The last 32 weeks were filled with ups, downs, good times, fear, and endless hours of study. We started this journey as 27 strangers with very different backgrounds, but today we finished as a family. We may not always like each other. We will always have an unwavering respect for one another because of what we've accomplished as a class. We ran mile upon mile, performed countless push-ups, experienced daily inspections, tested and tested and tested some more. We made it 171. We have studied hard and trained tirelessly. There is no longer any doubt that we will serve as officers of the law when we leave here today. We have been given the tools and training to go out and make a difference in the community, our community. Always remember, this is grown folks' business. And we are a brother's keeper. No matter what direction our careers take in 5, 10, or 20 years, we will always be Class 171, second to none. Thank you.
Now it's time to recognize those recruits, officers that distinguished themselves during their training at the Police Academy. The PMBA Scholastic Award. This award is sponsored by the Police Mutual Benevolent Association and is given to the recruit who has achieved the highest grade point average in the class. This award is being presented by a PMBA board member, Captain Ernest Denver, to recruit Amy Gisler. The Mac Boulder Precision Shooting Award. This award is sponsored by the Fraternal Order of Police and is given in honor of the late Mac Boulder, the state legislator, and is given to the recruit who achieved the highest cumulative score during firearms training that they thoroughly enjoyed. This is presented by NOPD Sergeant Walter Powers to recruit Rafael Lopez. The BOP Tactical Driving Award. This award is sponsored by the Black Organization of Police and is given to the recruit who achieved the highest cumulative score during the tactical pursuit driving course. And I don't think they were scored that they were able to drive sideways, but it's presented by BOP President Captain Simon Hallgrove to recruit Alexander Winks. Panel Physical Fitness Award. This award is sponsored by the Police Association of New Orleans and is given to the recruit who achieved the highest score on the physical fitness test. It's presented by Panel President Captain Michael Glasser to recruit Corrigan. The Latoya N. Johnson Power Report Writing Award is sponsored by the Police Officer Women of every rank and is given to the recruit who achieves the highest grade in report writing. It is presented by Power Board Member Sergeant Sabrina Richardson to recruit Magdiel Billette. The Louis Sergo Award. The Louis Sergo Award is sponsored by the police affiliated ladies, an organization comprised of wives, daughters, and friends of members of the New Orleans Police Department. Deputy Superintendent Louis Sergo was killed in the line of duty during the Howard Johnson incident on January 7, 1973. Louis Sergo embodied the qualities of professionalism and leadership that are respected by the police and the public. The recipient of this prestigious award is selected by the members of their class. According to the members of Recruit Class 170, this classmate possesses the following qualities of the ideal police officer. This recruit has exhibited the character necessary to become an outstanding police officer. These qualities include intelligence, dedication to duty, dependability, and punctuality. Has shown a willingness to give more than is normally required to complete any training course, is agreeable, well-liked by fellow recruits, and gets along well with others. Is courteous, even-tempered, polite, and compassionate toward his fellow man. Is apt to continue training in order to keep abreast of the latest police developments and techniques. Is a civic-minded person who has the betterment of the community at heart. Is courteous and will use good judgment and common sense during a crisis. Will be an asset and will reflect credit upon the New Orleans Police Department and this community. This award is appropriately presented by Captain Ernest Gentleman to recruit Amy Gislis. Can we give a huge round of applause to Class 170? Would you like to say that I'm very proud to stand here as the commander of the Education Training and Recruitment Division. And as you have heard from our mayor, our superintendent, our DA, and our class speaker, this is a total effort, this is a team effort. This is one team, it's a community effort, and a lot is going into this training and into these officers. And I'd just like to take this time to again acknowledge the staff. If the staff could stand, please. If the adjunct instructors that are here could stand, please. That the families could stand here, and the members of the Training Advisory Committee that is instrumental in helping put together our training that are here. The members of our recruitment team, our recruit stat team, if you can stand and be recognized. now we'll present to you our chaplain Joe Cole, who will provide us with our benediction.
Let us pray.
Go.
Loving God, thank you for the generosity of these brave men and women in accepting responsibility to protect and serve your people. Thank you for their loved ones who are willing to walk with them and support them on their path of service. May you protect them in times of danger, give them courage in times of fear, strength when they are weary, wisdom in their decisions, professionalism and compassion among the community, and may peace always direct and nourish their hearts in all that they do. For this we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hey, come. Hey, action. Left. Forward. Halt.